I played Sully Chesley Sullenberger, who landed a plane in the Hudson when he was supposed to be flying between LaGuardia and Charlotte, North Carolina, with 154 people on board, with him 155, on January 15th, 2009, a day that could have been one of the blackest in the history of aviation and a very black one in the history of the United States, but it ended up being an extraordinary day. His heroic act, I think, was that place where he stepped outside of himself, was to follow his instincts as opposed to the steps in the book. When he, in a nano flash of instinct, probably that he couldn't even like place himself in the timeline. But at one point, all of his sinews and synapses said, "There's only one place to land, and it's that big flat, expanse of water that's right in the middle." And if you were going to take time in order to have the longer discussion with yourself, he would have gone through that's never been done before. Every time it's happened, it's going to rip the engines right off the wing, and we are going to cartwheel, and we're going to fall apart, and I probably won't even survive. He didn't think that. He thought, no, I can make this. I can make this landing. He will never say that he's a hero, but that was one heroic thing that he did. The screenplay that I thought was so perfectly a blend of behavior and procedure that whatever shortcuts, whatever moments that we have condensed or altered somehow still have the pure DNA of what I think the moment meant. It is, in a lot of ways, a quintessential New York story. And it's an era of goodwill. It's just a little bit different from, doing something else there. What's the name of the movie? Hey, is this Sully? They get a lot of that. Hey, is this Sully? And because I had the white hair, I was walking around town. Oh man, did I get a lot of that. Sully! I got an awful lot of the Sully screamed at me. Way to go, man! Miracle, miracle man! Miracle on the Hudson, man! Sully! I got that everywhere I went because of that shock of white hair and that beard. But that ends up being part of it is certainly it's the power of the movies. It's the power of the cinema. They already felt a part of something. He's a master filmmaker, and you can tell that from any number of, goes on and on, the films that he's actually made movies. You want to say, I don't think anybody but Clint could have a movie that is literally as dark as that, or as minimalistic as that, or with as big a vast canvas as that. It's intimidating, but it's not fun. It's incredibly pleasant. He's very accessible. It's a diminished gravitas from the event itself. It's a transposed one. It's been refined and translated well after the fact. 7 years later, we're coming up with this story that is trying to encapsulate a real moment that was important to people, and I think Mr. Eastwood has succeeded. I think he has encapsulated a moment that was really important to people and somehow binds us all together in the best of all possible ways.